Hi, my name is César. I am originally from Castile in Spain, but I live in Ottawa in Canada. I'm a mobile engineer and I work on WooCommerce as an iOS engineer. I joined Automattic about 3 years ago. When I joined, I was living in Hong Kong. One of the reasons why I applied to Automattic was because these were the folks behind WordPress. I've been blogging in one way or another, either a photo blog or a blog with actual words for many years. I used to use movable type, then I started installing WordPress in my own servers as a pastime, started playing with it, writing words, publishing photos, and one thing led to another. So there was a moment when I thought that it was time for me to try to contribute to that as well. One of the things that I noticed as soon as I started working here was that everyone around was super accomplished, but at the same time super kind. So to me that translates into every day there's plenty of opportunities for me to learn something new from everyone around. That's made me feel like I'm always in a state of progress in that sense, because there's always something new to learn. Another one of the reasons why I applied as well back in the day was because I wanted to be working on something that really mattered to me, and that's proven to be right. During these 3 years I've had the privilege of working on completely different products. I worked on WordPress mobile, I worked on WooCommerce mobile, Tumblr. Now I'm back working on WooCommerce. So that's given me plenty of opportunities to first be exposed to completely different code bases, being exposed to different coding styles, different code bases, different stages in the life cycle of a code base, legacy code, brand new greenfield projects. All that I think has made me be a better rounded engineer. One of the things that I really enjoy about working here is that I get to work on things that matter to me. Accessibility, less walled gardens on the internet, democratizing commerce now. So that's really important to me, being able to do all of that, work on things that matter to me, and at the same time being open source. I find that very rewarding. My first months here were a little bit difficult. I was one of the few engineers working from APAC, and I had a little bit of trouble adjusting to the significant amount of information and data that are floating around every day within the company. I found that the amount of agency and autonomy that everyone has here at that time was a little bit of something that I didn't know exactly how to manage. But when I learned how to own that agency that I have, and also found a way to effectively digest communication and digest information, things started to make more sense to me. That's one thing that I also appreciate a lot, is the amount of autonomy and agency that everybody has, which in the mid to long term also translates into your career development in a way. That agency to me has translated into being able, as I mentioned, to work on completely different products and being exposed to completely different processes and ways of developing software, which I hope has made me a better rounded engineer. One more thing that I like about working on a global company that didn't happen in other global companies that I worked previously was that there's been more than one person that has acknowledged that not being a native English speaker can be a problem in this industry, and puts you in a position of a little bit of a disadvantage. there has been more than one person that has acknowledged that and valued the extra effort that you need to put into everything when you need to communicate in a language that is not yours. And that's great. I mean, that's something that gives you a perspective of how things work internally, where everybody tries always to empathize with the other and everybody tries to see things from the point of view of the other as much as possible. So that's great. Another thing that I also like about working here is that I can build my work day around my personal day. As I mentioned previously, autonomy and agency are really a thing here. So to me that translates also as well into I can organize my work hours in whatever way makes sense for me. If I want to go grocery shopping and then stop at a coffee shop mid-morning because that's what makes me happy or just what makes me more productive or whatever it is, I can do that. I don't need to ask for permission. Everyone trusts that everybody else is doing their best. That's the way it works.